umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Name Matom umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Name Matom umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine matom umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matom umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
My name is Missy Bell, and I am Sukkot Shalom's Director of Congregational Learning and Engagement. Here with me up on the bima are Rabbi Ali Tickbrill and Kenny Lyons-Wright, Director of Liturgical Music and Pastoral Care. Our Executive Director, Scott Nelson, is in the back. And we are disappointed to be missing our senior rabbi, Rabbi Brian Immerman, who is homesick. He was an instrumental partner in putting together tonight's service, and he joins us in welcoming you. Tonight, we welcome more than 100 guests, my colleagues from the Association of Reformed Jewish Educators and the Early Childhood Educators of Reformed Judaism. They have spent the last few days here in Chicagoland for their annual conference with the theme, Imagine the Possibilities, Dreaming and Building the Future of Jewish Education. I'm thrilled to welcome them here tonight to our community so we can show them everything that we've made possible here at Sukkot Shalom. Please take a moment to introduce yourself and say Shabbat Shalom to somebody sitting near you.
How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat gives us a moment in our week to pause, to reflect on the week that has passed and look forward to what's to come. This moment of reflection is so important, as our Jewish tradition encourages us to know where we come from and where we are going. To help us bring in Shabbat and this sacred moment of reflection, of looking both back and forwards, I'd like to invite up Carol Pastor, a founding member of ECERJ, and Stacy Rosenthal, incoming president of the ARJE, to light our Shabbat candles.
If you have a prayer book, please turn to page 2, or you can find the words to the Shabbat candle blessings on the screen above our heads. We sing together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת.
We know that people come to Shabbat services for many different reasons. Some people come to see friends, to grieve, to sing, to feel connected. And our colleagues come tonight for all of those reasons and for one more, to learn about how we do things at Sukkot Shalom and to learn more about our family school. So later on in our service, you're going to hear about some of the aspects of our family school that make it unique, the way we prioritize warmth and inclusion, the extraordinary instruction, the tight social bonds that we're able to forge. One thing you might not hear about later is the delicious bagels and the good cream cheese that we also serve at every session. So at family school, we enjoy a musical service, and then as kids go to their classroom, parents enjoy good bagels, good cream cheese, and coffee. The kids can grab some bagels on their way to class or on their way out the door, and then the parents gather together for adult learning. And you educators know best how important it is to resource the body if you want to be available for learning. You have to meet your basic needs to be able to connect and process. So we wanted to share a little bit of family school magic, since we know you guys can't join us on Sunday, since who would run the world's religious schools if you guys were here? So we're bringing family school to you, and as a little taste of that resourcing, underneath the seats in the aisle, there's a small basket. We'd ask you, if you're sitting in the aisle, to find the basket. In that basket, you'll find Tootsie Rolls and lemon heads, 2 candies invented in Chicago. Take one, pass it down, so that you can also feel what it's like to have a little sugar in your belly to be more present for connection. So our Sukkot Shalom members may take note that we never eat in the sanctuary. And in fact, it's against our rules. We have a big sign, no food or drink in the sanctuary. But one of the principles of our school and our community is that sometimes we break the rules. We have broken the rules at Sukkot Shalom. We've had a president of the temple who's not Jewish. We never charge anyone for coming to high holidays. We have not a single plaque in this building about who donates. And so we want to break the rules with you here tonight. Enjoy that candy as we sing together, Shiru Ladonai.
Shiru Ladonai, page 14. Kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Shir Hadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Shir Hadash. Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth, a new song unto God. Shiru Ladonai, Kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Shir Hadash, Shir Hadash, Shir Hadash. One of the remarkable things about Sukkot Shalom is our enduring commitment to one of the principles of our founding members, our commitment to welcoming and affirming interfaith families. We were founded by interfaith families here at Sukkot Shalom, and that enduring commitment is baked into everything that we do. One of the key ways that it manifests during services is, as you have already noticed, there is a good amount of English that accompanies all of our prayer, our song, our liturgy, and this is in order to provide a point of accessibility for those for whom the Hebrew language is not as familiar. You heard it in Hine Matov, you heard it in Shiur Ladonai, and you'll hear it now in a prayer normally reserved for morning services, but as Rabbi let us know, we like to break the rules here at Sukkot Shalom. On page 78 in the prayer books, or with the words above my head, the words of Elohai Neshama, I think we may need to go back one slide. You'll also need the words, awake my soul. Elohai Neshama shenatata bi, tehorahi, tehorahi. Elohai Neshama shenatata bi, tehorahi, tehorahi. Let's hear it. Awake my soul. Awake my soul. Awake my soul. Let's hear you sing. Here we go. Elohai neshama shenatata bi, tehorahi, tehorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata bi, tehorahi, tehorahi. Awake my soul. We'll now welcome in Shabbat with the words of Lecha Dodi, page 20 in your prayer books if you're following along there. We'll sing together verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat, Mekabela. Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat techila, lecha dodi, likrat kala, Mekabela lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat, Mekabela. Hitoreri, Shabbat Mekabela Moi v'shalom ateret bala Kam besimcha uvtsochola Toch emunei Segula Boi chala Lechadoni Likrat kala Bnei Shabbat Mekabela Lechadoni Likrat kala Bnei Shabbat Mekabela.
We rise now in body or spirit for Baruch Hu, page 28.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed Le'olam va'ed Yalalai lai lai 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 Yalalai lai lai. Please be seated. As we always say to our students in our Hebrew school, if you'd like to put your prayer books down in order that you may do the hand motions, please feel free. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Orei yom v'layla, kolel or mipnei choshech, kolel or mipnei choshech, vechoshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. I believe we have a representative from Am Shalom of Glencoe here, is that right? Maybe I'm mistaken. Well, our thanks to the clergy and staff at Am Shalom of Glencoe for this gorgeous melody on the next slide. If you're in the prayer book, we turn to page 34 for our prayer of oneness. The words of Shema Yisrael. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. At our family school, we sing this next part in our whisper voices. I wonder what that sounds like for you all. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Va'ed. Yai la 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 la. Sound so good, I'd like to hear you just do this next part without my voice. Can we do that? You shall.
With all of your soul and with all of your mind.
Shabbat brings to a close a profound week in our country's history and in our people's history. There are so many factors today that make the world feel unsafe and unsteady. So many of us waited this week with bated breath and with fervent prayers that the ceasefire would hold, that the bloodshed and destruction would abate, and that the hostages would continue to return home. I'm sure so many of you watched the footage of the hostages reuniting with their mothers. And in the incredible video of former hostage Emily Daron, when she finally was able to FaceTime with her family, she held up her hand like this. And she was showing them not just the wound on her hand that her 2 fingers had been blown off by Hamas terrorists on October 7th, but she held her hand in such a way to make the rock-on hand gesture. And in a social media post, her first message to the world, she offered these profound words. She said, "I return to my beloved life." And then she signed the rock-on emoji. And what an incredible lesson for all of us to be able to say rock on after what she endured and to celebrate being not dead and being alive, which are 2 different things. Our next prayer, Mi Chamocha, is our prayer of escaping, our prayer of survival, our prayer from when our people return to their beloved lives after escaping slavery. We offer this song together on page 40, Mi Chamocha, our rock-on prayer.
Ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Let's hear it. Nor page 43. You have your prayer book. You have the projector above our heads. And you have what's written on the wall of our sanctuary behind us to find the words to our Hashkivenu prayer, asking that a shelter of peace be spread over us all. We sing together. Baruch atah, atah Adonai, haborei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah, atah Adonai, haborei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah, atah Adonai, haborei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael.
At family school for the Amidah, we take out a tray with microphones on it, and we invite anyone who wants to come help song lead and dance. And at first, the kids who come up are sort of the typical kids you might expect, the performers, the ones who come up, grab a mic, lock eyes with the congregation, and they sing and dance like everyone's watching. And then more and more kids trickle up till we have a dozen and then 2 dozen. There's a little toddler who always comes up and he stands so close to Kenny, he basically wedges himself between Kenny's legs. And in time, the more hesitant kids come up too, kids who come and stand up here and their bodies are rigid like a board and they keep their eyes down and they sing so softly as if they don't want to attract any attention. And it is so beautiful to see the diversity of children and expression that comes up. And the parents watch in awe and take in the incredible lesson to be comfortable trying on a new role, maybe something that's different than what you do at home or at school, and to try leadership and to try expressing through your voice and your body a connection to the prayer. So we know that typically educators are not shy, and so we're hoping you're going to join in on the fun. And anyone is welcome to come help us song lead our Amidah as we rise in body or spirit and turn to page 46.
Ah, na, 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 Adonai. Ah, na, 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 Svatai Tivtat. Ah, na, 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 Ufi Agid. Ufi Agid Tekilatecha.
Tequila.
page 48. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekoneh Ha'akol, Vezocher Chazdei Avot V'imachot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'nehem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Page 50. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofech olim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Micha mocha bal gevurot, Umido mehelach, Melech meimit umechaye umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'eman atah lehachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol. Page 52. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehalelu chasela Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. You may be seated.
We take a few moments now for silent prayer, for rest, to let what bubbles up from our heart come into our awareness.
Page 60. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim
It's in the middle of our service, in the heart of it, when we offer our most urgent and aching prayers, those for peace and healing. And we know what tremendous need there is in this world for healing of body and mind and spirit, healing for broken and tender places, healing from loss. If there's someone you're praying for tonight, someone who is in need of our healing prayers, if you say their name out loud, we will join our prayers to yours. May all who are in need of healing and wholeness find their prayers answered. Misha Berach on page 253.
Source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
Reform Judaism has been borrowing from churches since it was founded over 200 years ago. From incredible architecture that you find at many congregations, such as Congregation Emmanuel in the city of New York, where at least a few of us have worked, to organ music, to confirmation. 30 years ago, when Rabbi Sam Gordon founded Sukkot Shalom with a group of interfaith couples, he saw another opportunity to borrow from the church. In church, it wasn't the culture to drop your kids off for school while parents go off and do something else. Families went to church together. Half of the parents who founded Sukkot Shalom grew up with this idea that you never drop your kids off at your religious institution. And so, Family School was born in 1995, with parents and children attending together 2 Sundays a month. At first, it was pretty much a one-room schoolhouse, and today we have over 100 families in our family school. We begin our day with tefillah, including many of the elements you've experienced tonight. And then on some days, families stay together for learning, and on others, we separate into parents and children learning separately. Community building is always an important part of our day. These days, we don't necessarily know which families are interfaith and which aren't. We simply strive to create an environment where everyone is comfortable being their authentic self and can build deep, meaningful relationships with others in our community. I'm delighted to invite up representatives from 3 of our families to share more about their experience with you. Toby Cortelyou, Rachel and Hannah White, and Sarah and Ophelia Munoz. Come on up.
I can't wait to tell all the little kids on Sunday that we had candy here. They're not going to be pleased. I watched as my children stood at this bima. They chanted prayers they had spent months mastering, and the space was filled with family and friends, Jewish, Christian, and everything in between, gathered together for this sacred celebration. In that moment, I felt deep hope and joy. Joy in the celebration itself, and hope in the diversity of people united and gathered in love and support. And I guess if I'm being honest, a little pride. Pride in the courage and the dedication that my children had shown. Miriam and Ethan are here today. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My name is Toby Cordiu. I'm a husband, a father, a son. Like many of our guests here today, I work in education, and I'm Catholic. The bar and bat mitzvahs I described were the culmination of a journey that began years ago when my wife Susan and I embarked on some good old-fashioned temple shopping. Pause for laughter, right. I don't think we ever fully articulated to each other what we were actually looking for in a temple. We just sort of knew when we weren't getting it. However, after visiting many places that claimed to welcome interfaith families, we found Sukkot Shalom, where we actually met other interfaith families. It was clear very early on this was a place where hope and joy and acceptance were lived values, not just marketing points. It was at family school, though, where I felt most at home. Still today, every time I come, I'm struck by how joy grows in a community, not because we're all the same, but because we're able to celebrate what makes us different. Any potential divides over religious dogma fade away very quickly as we start talking about our kids, how they're learning and growing and thriving and generally driving all of us crazy. Pause for laughter. There's an unspoken understanding amongst the grown-ups that we're not alone and we're kind of in this together. It's moments like these that remind me that hope and joy are not fleeting emotions. They're the threads that connect us across traditions. Both Catholicism and Judaism celebrate the best of what it means to be human. They teach us to look for hope in the face of challenges and to find joy not just in perfect moments, but in shared ones. This understanding also deepened when I participated in the Abundant Roots cohort at our temple. Abundant Roots was an initiative that brings non-Jewish members together to discuss and contemplate our experiences, culminating in an opportunity for us to choose a Hebrew name for ourselves and share it with the congregation. The mere existence of Abundant Roots speaks volumes. In a world that often seems obsessed with othering, with drawing lines between us and them, here was an effort to do the opposite, to build bridges, to foster understanding, and to create a sense of belonging. This program didn't just welcome interfaithness, it celebrated it, recognizing the beauty and strength that comes from diversity. It reminded me that hope and joy flourish not when we focus on what divides us, but when we honor the connections that unite us. To all of our guests this evening, you know this better than anyone. You shape minds, foster curiosity, and create spaces where joy and hope can thrive. My family's journey is just one example of what happens when we embrace diversity with open hearts and minds. Faith, like education, isn't about knowing all the answers. It's about staying hopeful in the questions and finding joy in the process. So thank you to the founders of Sukkot Shalom and to the leadership today for welcoming and creating spaces that welcome families like mine. Thank you for the work that you do to nurture hope, even when it feels difficult. And thank you for reminding us that the most powerful response to fear is not despair, but the joy of standing together. Shabbat Shalom and peace be with you.
I'm Hannah, and Rachel. Do you want to read? Do you want to say it?
Yeah. When I first joined this congregation, at first I didn't think I'd like family school, but I found out that I did. I liked being with my family, and I've made some really good friends. It's been fun to be together for Hebrew services and learning. I wanted to become a madrahim because I really liked learning Hebrew, and I wanted to share that with younger kids. The best part of being a madrahim for me is helping and teaching the younger kids. They are very nice, and I get to share what I've learned with them. I've always felt very welcome and included here, and that means a lot to me.
We've lost Hannah. Do you want to stay with me? No, okay. I am the proud parent of Hannah, who became a bar mitzvah this May and did a beautiful job. So when we first joined, family school seemed like a bit of a gamble. We identified as a Jewish family, but my husband was raised Catholic, no longer practicing, and so I wasn't sure how welcome he would feel. Similar to Toby's family, we had done some synagogue shopping and nothing had quite been the right fit. But pretty quickly here, we realized how special Sukkot Shalom, and particularly family school, are. Getting to be together, singing songs with our kids, learning all the prayers and tunes together. I was a Sunday school dropout, don't know a word of Hebrew. And we got to put our arms around each other. Our children allowed us to do this. This was a unique experience. Watching Hannah flourish and find a place in this Jewish world, a place where they feel a sense of belonging, has been priceless. Sukkot Shalom and our family school have met each of my children where they are. Both of my kids have had unique and wonderful bar mitzvahs. The first one was over Zoom during COVID. Thank you, Kenny. And the fact that Hannah has chosen to continue their journey here speaks volumes for the compassionate, nourishing, and inclusive place that this is. And I just want to...
So Missy asked me a few weeks ago if I could come up and share a little bit about how Ophelia and I found family school. And short answer is that my cousin is a member and she raised her kids here, and that's how we found family school. So is that all you wanted us to share? Okay, I have a little bit more. So it was really important to me to find a place for my daughter to be able to grow and learn and create a community around Jewish faith. And I felt like I had plenty of time to do that. There was no need to rush into a formal Sunday school experience. She was young enough, not a big deal. Then October 7th happened, and I, like so many, felt helpless, and I couldn't do anything for all of the Jewish lives that had been lost. But I could make sure that there was one more Jew in the world to carry out the traditions and family values that are so important to me and have been passed down from generation to generation, Lador Vador. It was at that moment that I was ready to discover Jewish temple for her and for me to process, to learn, and to build meaningful community for myself and my child. So why Sukkot Shalom? I wasn't raised attending Hebrew school and Shabbat services. I had my bat mitzvah in my birthright trip when I was 25. I know that Missy asked me to speak about how and why I chose family school, but I did not choose this structure. When I came and started attending services here, I didn't know that what we are experiencing here at family school was any different than other Sunday school structures. I was genuinely surprised to learn that family school isn't common practice at other synagogues. And months after I joined, I was informed by some other families that I could be out to brunch with my husband while my child, Some of you know what I mean. While my child was at Sunday school without me. Wait, what? I had chosen the option where I could have had a leisurely brunch with my husband, kid-free. What was I doing here? But hold on. Why would I want my daughter to be the only one learning prayers, singing songs, growing up in a meaningful community without me? While I deeply wanted this for my daughter, I yearned to pray, sing, share sacred moments, and have time with my daughter for communal learning and reflection. This past weekend, my family and I joined a family retreat through one of the camps. You are one of URJ's camps, Asrui. And it was our first time, and it was amazing. During the closing morning service, Missy asked us to find a quote. There were quotes hanging around the room, and she said, which quote emulates the most holiness, holy feeling to you? So I chose Rabbi Harold Kushner's quote. There is a Jewish notion that holiness is found with other people. To understand what life is, one has to share it. Sukkot Shalom's family school is where I have found holiness. Those that have gotten to know me here know that I am obsessed with this place. Totally obsessed. And why is that? It is because of the people. Every other Sunday morning, I am surrounded by families who forfeit their adult-only brunch time to surround themselves and their children with music, spirituality, and a community like no other place. Pure holiness, Kedusha. Plus, after hearing all the tales of the horrific Sunday school pickup lines, I am thinking that I made a good decision to instead have prayerful time with my family at Sukkot Shalom. Ophelia is also going to share a little bit. Okay, ready? You got this. So, Ophelia, sometimes when we come to family school, why is it hard for us? Can you share why?
Because we never know who to sit with.
And why is it that we don't know who to sit with?
Because there's too much families and kids to choose.
Yes, exactly. And Ophelia, why is your favorite blessing Yevarechecha?
Because we put our arms around each other.
Yeah, we get to snuggle as a family. Yeah. Okay, thank you, guys.
So as Ophelia shared with us, one of our favorite parts of the family school day is the end of the service, when we gather close with the people we love, the people we came with, and sing the priestly benediction. Please join us.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha.
As we move toward concluding our service, we turn to the Aleinu prayer on page 282. At Sukkot Shalom, we read the Aleinu that is on the top of the page, which might not seem noteworthy to our congregation, but to the educators who probably more commonly use the bottom one, we choose the top Aleinu because it describes God creating the heavens and the earth for all people, and we feel that that expresses our universal values better. Join us in this prayer. We rise in body or spirit.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ועושה ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגבי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
Please be seated. Our thoughts turn now to memory, and we think of the people in our lives who are no longer with us. When the rabbis insisted that a mourner's Kaddish be part of every service, they instituted that all of our gatherings would include a grief space, and a space for people who need to bring their loved one into their hearts can do so surrounded by friends and surrounded by other people who walk the mourner's path. On this Shabbat, we remember with great love Roberta Bear Price, Laura Smith, Thomas Lyons, Dr. Harold Elner, Margaret O'Connor, Raymond Small, Mary Risden Hudson, Rose Carl, Selma Schultz, Melvin Miller, Chad Levinson, Dr. Howard Chevron, Alexis Gennon, Charles Pinchman, James H. Siegel, Leon Benson, Phyllis Silverman, Barbara Backman, Marion Wildwick, Sam Kaplan, Annette Brill, Benjamin D. Krause, Willis W. Woody Wick, Lev Podorovsky. Are there other names that people wish to say out loud? We stand as one family to recite the Mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon v'chayei techol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudusha barechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru yoshvei tevel, v'imru amen.
Please be seated. Oseh shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen. Very briefly before our service concludes, I want to make sure that the Sukkot Shalom members are aware, as well as our new friends who I assume will be tuning in on a regular basis at 6 p.m. Central on Facebook and YouTube moving forward, that next week, at 6 p.m. on January 31st is our monthly Simply Shabbat service, beginning with Tot Shabbat at 4:45 right here in the sanctuary, 5:15 in our social hall, pizza and crafts, and 6 p.m. service. And the following weekend, on February 7th, also at 6 p.m., we will celebrate Shabbat Shirah, the Shabbat of song, along with a band and my partner in life and in music, Annie Lyons, right, joining as a vocalist. So we do hope you'll join us for both of those Shabbatot.
After the service, ARJE and ECERJ conference attendees can head up the stairs to the social hall for dinner. Everyone else is invited to join us in the foyer for our oneg. And tonight, our visitors have had the chance to learn from us. And on Sunday's Caffeine for the Brain, we will have the opportunity to learn from the ARJE's Executive Director, Rabbi Stacy Rigler. She'll be teaching about how Jewish tradition teaches and fosters family resilience. And now I'd like to invite up Rabbi Joe Idison, the president of the ARJE, for Kiddush and Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. I have a personal rule that I like to follow, which is very simple. It goes like this. When Jay Rappaport is in the sanctuary, he plays our piano. We conclude our service this evening with words of peace, words familiar to us all, but more fervently than ever, we sing together, Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom Bimroma. Say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Shalom Bimroma, say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru. Shalom aleinu, Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.